All right, we have Maryland representatives on the dais. I'll remind you of the format. We'll take a brief opening statement from Coach Freeze, then direct questions to student athletes. Specific student athletes is helpful if you can do that. And then once we've dismissed student athletes, we'll return to Coach. Coach?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I think we just love being able to beat Duke in the NCAA tournament. And just so many classic matchups, obviously, with both teams. And really, I think we make each other better. But just tremendously proud of our fight today. It wasn't an easy game. I thought Duke kind of controlled some things in terms of kind of putting us into a half-court team, but I thought we did a phenomenal job in the second half. The play, obviously, of these three up here, started with Shatori in terms of her confidence, but I think you were able to see our depth. I mean, when we were able to call on Brene off the bench when Lexi was struggling in this game, and all season long, we've been able to count on this team to be ready to play, and we're just excited about advancing and moving on.
All right, we have with us Brianna Jones, Lauren Mincy, and Shatori Walker-Kimbrough. Let's direct questions to student athletes.
Gene Wong, Washington Post. Lauren, having played Duke more than anyone else on this team, what does this win mean to you?
Very relieving. Like you said, we haven't been able to beat Duke since our sophomore year, so it's just very fitting that we come in here and beat them in the Sweet 16.
Thank you. Jack Dolgen, Duke Chronicle. For Shatori, what do you think Lauren's great first half had for you and your ability in the second half to get open looks?
I mean, she just got our team going, and what's most important for our team is that even when she doesn't lead vocally, she leads by example, and I think that's what she did mostly in the first half. I mean, we saw her fight, so we fought, and I thought that was a big deal for the remainder of the game.
Ryan Blodger on the Diamondback. Lauren, 6 of 7 from deep against Princeton, hit 4 of your first 5 against Duke. What does the hoop look like from three-point range later?
It just looks really good. We've been gaining up shots, this past week in practice, and just being shot ready. Coach B is telling us to constantly be shot ready, and then our bigs and other guards are giving us the ball and getting open looks, and I'm just fortunate to knock them down.
Greg Lee with the Spokesman Review here in Spokane. Shatori, obviously they were very conscious of Lauren in the second half, and I think even threw a box of one out there. How would you explain your outburst in the second half?
It's funny you say they're in the box one, because I honestly had no idea they were in the box one until Coach told us. But that's why, it's just the flow of the game. They were trying to make adjustments, but we just kept playing our game. And Coach told us that if we pass up an open shot, that's a bad shot. So Bree, Lauren, Melina, Lexi, Kiera, they start feeding me the ball, and I just had to knock them down.
Brianna, obviously Duke very long in the front court, but you were able to out-rebound them almost 2-1 offensively. What was the difference there?
I think it was just working hard and keeping them away from the paint and pushing them out, and I think we just did a good job today.
Luke Burns, Durham Herald Sun. This is for Lauren and Shatori. Were you surprised that you didn't see more man-to-man? Early in the game when they went zone, they were fairly effective. But as you guys started knocking down more shots, were you surprised that you didn't see more man-to-man to try to get you out of being able to knock down those open shots from the outside?
Lauren?
No, I really wasn't surprised. They've been playing zone all year, so they were going to stick to their staples, especially with our depth. I think they thought it was to their advantage to stay in the zone.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised either, because I know that we were running, and I know that they were getting wore down. I know they didn't want to chase us around the half court, so I think I wasn't surprised when I seen them in the zone most of the time.
For Shatori, Tim Booth from the Associated Press, what was the as someone who wasn't around the last time that Maryland beat Duke, what was the conversation like this week leading up to this game from the upperclassmen who were around for that?
I knew it meant a lot to Mincy, and I know for Coach said that their size is gonna bother us, and if we don't come out to play, quote unquote, they will break us in half. So So we were ready to play, and we play for Lauren each and every game because we see how she fights, so we just follow.
Lauren, we saw, Lexi struggled in this game, but Brene came off the bench, played pretty much the final 11 or so minutes. What was she doing well in the game tonight?
Brene was huge. She's always ready when her number's called. Like Coach B said, we need to make open shots. If we didn't take open shots, it was a bad shot. Brene is a big-time player, and she likes the big moments, so she came in and she was really ready.
More for student athletes?
Bree, there was a lot of talk going into this game about how big they were down inside. On defense, what was it like trying to match up with them?
It was really tough trying to stay in front and keep moving. But I think as a whole, we all worked hard to keep our position and take away their position. So I think we did a good job.
More questions? All right, we'll dismiss Maryland student athletes, and once they've left the dais, we'll direct questions to Coach. Questions for Coach Freeze?
Coach, 27 straight wins now. Do you even remember what it's like to lose?
I don't want to know what it's like. I think for us it's just obviously it's happened just because it's not what we focus on. It's just taken one day and one game and one practice at a time. But obviously extremely proud of this group in terms of I thought they did a phenomenal job with the scout and just locking into what we wanted to be able to do today.
Coach, talk about Lauren, what she did in the first half to get you guys going, and then Shatori in the second half.
Yeah, I thought Lauren really gave us a calming presence. When you talk about your senior, doesn't want it to be her last game, and it took us a while to kind of get into a rhythm and to be able to kind of get a feel for their size. And I thought her courage and her confidence in terms of wanting to make big plays for this team really helped us to kind of settle in the second half and for the play that we were able to receive from Shatori and the rest of her teammates.
Yeah. Early part of the second half, you guys were struggling a little offensively. Duke made a nice run, cut it to 1. What's it like in those moments when you're not making those 3-pointers and you come to expect how you transition off that? You called a 30-second timeout, and it worked really, really well. So what was your thought process then?
Well, obviously you call the timeout to stop the run, but for us, to make sure we get the right play call, to be able to look in terms of getting the ball inside, a little more touches to Bree, and to be able to get an inside-outside approach.
You sat Lexi for the final about 11 minutes. She came in right at the end. What went into that decision? And then talk about a little bit about Brene's play.
Obviously, I feel like, I'm able to get the pulse of our players. And, I felt Lexi struggling through most of the game, and I kept trying to get her back and get her energy and get her confidence. And I just felt like in the second half, I had to make a decision, a tough decision, obviously. And just didn't feel that the energy was there. And, luckily we are so fortunate to have the depth that we have. Brene's a player that you talk about, 3 years ago against Texas A&M in the Sweet 16 came in and had big play after play just like today. So, I think that's where we've obviously been able to have an advantage all season is to be able to have the depth that we have. And I know Lexi will bounce back from this game.
There's been a lot made over the course of the last couple of days about this rivalry. Do you feel like this maybe puts it to rest for a little while?
It's a rivalry? I thought everyone was Duke's rivalry. So, For us, I mean, we were, obviously, we've had great matchups. Duke's made us a better team, when we were in the same conference as them. So, kind of ironic, obviously, for us to come out to Spokane to be able to play them. So, but for us, I mean, we really didn't put as much emphasis into the team we were playing as just knowing that in order for us to be able to advance, we needed to play, our best game.
Yeah, Brenna, just your thought. 17 assists on 23 made field goals.
Yeah, I thought our team did a phenomenal job executing. It was, I was concerned going into this game. I was concerned with turnovers. I wanted to kind of jolt Lauren and Shatori in terms of what it was going to look like, and I thought they did a spectacular job. But to have that kind of length and what they're able to do, and for us to be able to have a positive assist-to-turnover ratio was key.
More questions? All right, thank you, Coach.